is going to be about mixing colors. So I have my water right here. I have a palette, clean palette, and some watercolor paper. Watercolor paper has texture to it, and it tends to be a little thicker, and it's absorbent, so it's obviously really good for watercolor. Okay, so we're going to add a little bit of red. These are Blick watercolors, and they are pretty intense, concentrated, so you can add water. And notice I'm only putting a little tiny bit in the palette because they're so concentrated. This will go a long way, and I can add water to them to dilute them a little bit, and they really do, they go a long way. So, and they're expensive, so don't waste them. All right, and when you're finished with the watercolors, don't wash them out of your palette. Don't wash them. Let them dry, and they can be used again another time. Okay, so we are going to start with the primary colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. And red, yellow, and blue will give you pretty much any color that you need. So we're going to start with the secondary colors, and we're going to start by adding a little blue to our paper, just like that. And we're going to wash our brush really good so we don't contaminate the colors. And I got a little paper towel here to wipe off my colors. I'm going to add a little bit of yellow, and we've got green. Cool. All right, then I'm going to wash my brush again, and the next one we're going to make, I'm going to add a little red, and then I'm going to take a little yellow and add yellow, and we got orange, and then we got blue again, and take blue. Oops. Take my brush a little, add a little red, and we got Miss Lisa's favorite color, purple. Yay! Okay, so you got green, orange, and purple. So from those colors, you can make different colors. So if you wanted to make kind of a turquoise, you could start out making your green, like we did before. And you kind of try and use the same amounts, you know, like a little bit of blue, a little bit of yellow. But if you wanted to make it turquoise, that's a little bit more yellow. You can tell it's lighter, so you can see right away there's a little more yellow in there than blue. So I'm going to add a little more blue. It's a little, I have more water. So water is also going to make it lighter with watercolor anyway. So I'm going to add some more blue to turn it to more of a turquoise. Pretty. All right. So if I wanted to make it lighter, I'm going to start with yellow this time and add just a little bit of blue. And again, these are really concentrated, so you just have to start. You always want to start with just a little bit when you're mixing colors, otherwise it gets away from you. And then you have a pile of paint with a bunch of ugly colors you don't know what to do with. So a little bit goes a long way. And just like everything else, the more you practice this, the better you get. So I'm going to make orange again and see where we can go with that. Okay, so that's the reason they're less intense too, is I've got water more water on my brush, so if you wanted it more intense, just use less water. So I start with that. What happens if I add blue? So blue and orange are called complementary colors. And the reason they're called complementary colors is they are across from each other on the color wheel. There are color wheels in our room. And as you can see, I'm gonna add a little more. It makes it kind of a gold color. Okay. In other words, complementary colors don't mix very well unless you want kind of a brown. So if I wanted a yellow orange, I would add more yellow to it. Now with the purple's really fun to work with because, again, I'm going to take some of the water out of my brush because I feel like they're very muted colors. There we go. That's a little bit more intense. Okay, I'm going to wash my brush again. And I'm going to dry it really good. Get rid of some of that water. Now if I add more red than blue, then I get more of a reddish purple. And I can just keep adding red and get a more magenta color. Stick it in there again. Okay. And then if I wanted to go the other way, I would just add more blue. So what I want you guys to do is practice these. Practice mixing colors. See if you can come up with some cool colors on your own. And use a sheet of paper, watercolor paper. It'll be on your desk for you to use. And use this. And you only need one brush. So after you're done, you wash your brush really well with soap. The blue is concentrated, but it will come out. So make sure that you're using soap if you're having trouble getting it out. You shouldn't have to use soap with watercolor, but, and then wash your brush, put it in the drying rack, or dry it off with a paper towel and put it away. Rinse out your water if you're done with it, and have fun.